Welcome back to Operation 43rd Wessex. This is turn 9 for the KMT in the USA. It is now July of 1940. Let's start with the KMT. The KMT had 6 in the bank. They're going to spend it all. They're going to buy 1 cavalry and 1 infantry, so that'll be their full 6. There is no combat for the KMT, just simply 1 non-combat. It should be nice and straightforward. So coming out of Kui Chau, let's get the camera in position here, will be 8 infantry marching forward into Szechuan. Joining them will be 1 artillery and 1 AAA. Nice and crowded in there. All right, that is, oh boy, that is it. Let's get to placing some units. Oh boy. All right. Let's get to place some units. So 1 cavalry will go to Szechuan to join that stack there, and then 1 infantry will just go under the card in Yunnan. So Yunnan, just quick unit recap. So for Yunnan, they have 6, 7, 8 infantry. I just got to reach across the board here. 8 infantry, 1 AAA, and 4 cavalry, along with 3 militia. They're in Yunnan. All right, the rest of the units, Kui Chau has 2 militia. Szechuan now has 8 infantry, 1 cavalry, 1 AAA, 1 artillery, 1 militia. Sikang has 1 militia. Singhai has 3 KMT infantry. And Shenxi has 3 KMT infantry. All right, let's get to the US turn. The US had 72 in the bank. We did have 62. We failed to deliver some Lend-Lease. There was a bit of a misunderstanding there in the Lend-Lease department on my behalf. So we were able to refund those $10 we were going to send. So that said, let's do our tech first, and then we'll get into our all-important income dice roll, because that's going to really determine a lot of what happens on this turn. So let's look at our tech. None of these are complete, so I'm going to go for them again. Our tech has been absolutely appalling. Improved construction 7, amphib 7, jets 8, large ships 8, long range 8, rockets 9, bombers 9. Yeah, we've been absolutely abysmal, to the point where the Japanese have already finished improved construction and large ships, and I don't have either of those even at stage 1. Oh, great. All right, so here's our tech. 4 is no good. Whoops, that doesn't matter anyway. 11 black, so that is improved construction. That's good, I guess. Amphib is finished. That's a 7. Red is no good. Oh, we got a couple here. Green 10, that's rockets. White 10, that's bombers. And a 12 purple will be long range. Okay, so that is a much better result than what I have been getting. So let's update the tech chart. So what do we got here? We got construction, goes to stage 1. Amphib doctrine is finished. That's nice. Long range goes to 2. Jets. I don't know if jets is on the board. Not jets. Rockets. Rockets. Where's rockets? Rockets goes to 2. And bombers. Where's bombers? Here we go. There's 2 on bombers. Okay. Well, that is significantly better. All right, let's roll this die roll, the income die roll now, because this may determine what I do with purchases. So let's do that. So we need a 7 or more to go to war, because we're at 56 at the moment. So let's see how we go. We get an 8. Okay, that is good for us. So that takes us to full wartime. So that takes us up to about 63. All right, that does change a few things. All right, so we will declare war on the Japanese. We'll also be declaring war on Portugal, and we'll declare war on the Germans. Why not? All right, so that does change a few things in terms of the buy. So down here, I don't need these Marines, so I'm going to take them off. And on our first round, we do get cheaper stuff. Infantry class are reduced by 1, so I've got this alternate buy here. So this is now the 3 militia and the 4 infantry come into play. Okay, let's talk about our buy. So we have a militia upgrade for 4. That's not affected by the call to arms. I think it's called call to arms. I'm going to look it up again. We've got 2 fleet submarines for 12. We've got a light cruiser for 9. Start production on 2 heavy cruisers. We're going to finish our fleet carrier for 5. Start production on 2 battleships. We're going to take this away because we were going to do that, but we're not now. And then down here for 11, so we've got the militia at $1 a piece, so that's 3. And then the 4 infantry at 2, so that makes that 11. So let's add that up to 72. So we've got 4, 16, 25, 35, 40, 52, 63, 63. I had 72, didn't I? Let me just add this up again because I've changed things. So 4, 16, 16 plus 9 is 25, 35, 40, 52, and 11 is 63. No, 53. 53, what am I talking about? We're going to spend 10 to declare war on Portugal. Sorry about this. It's first thing in the morning. I'm a bit crook, but all right, sorry about this. I'll get this done in a second. So 16, 25, 35, 40, 52, 63. Well, that's not going to work, is it? 63, 73, so I need to drop a militia. And that should be 16, 25, 35, 40, 52, 62, 72. That's right. Because that's our declaration of war. The poor old hapless Portuguese that have done nothing to us, but, you know, it is war, and it is what it's going to be. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get to some movements. All right, now we've got full freedom of movement in terms of what we're going to do. So over here, let's start on this side of the board with our combat moves. All right, so we're going to have a screening force here. So the 2 ships on escort duty are going to come off escort duty, and they're going to travel 1, 2 into A35 against this Portuguese torpedo boat destroyer. Also joining them will be 2 light cruisers in the screening force. So with a movement of 4, because they're coming from a major port, 1, 2, 3. So they're in that battle there. So the two destroyers, 2 light cruisers should be able to do the job. And then we've got 3 transports loaded up with a movement of 3, 1 into 26, 2 into 33, and then 3 into 35. And they're going to amphibiously assault into Portugal. We don't have to worry about double casualties now. How great. So on those 3 transports in the continuing force, and I'll bring the rest of it in a second, will be 3 infantry, a AAA, a artillery, and a medium armor. Also joining in on the party, so they're all going into Portugal. What a mess. Will be the battleships 1, 2, 3. They'll provide shore bombardment. So that'll be part of that continuing force. Also will be the heavy cruiser and will also providing shore bombardment. And then the 2 destroyers are just going to come up for 1, 2, 3. They're going to just join the party. In fact, why don't we just involve them in that initial screening battle? Because that makes a lot more sense than they're doing something. All right. I think that'll be there'll still be non-combat over here. So going into Portugal, will be 3 infantry, medium armor, artillery, and a AAA. Obviously, the AAA is not going to get to fire. Bombarding 2 battleships and a heavy cruiser. That should be it. It's a screening battle there against that TBD. All right, I think the rest might be non-combat on this side. Okay, I got to remember to mark this guy to non-combat him. I did and ah about this one. What do I want to do here? All right. On this side of the world, we're just going to be conducting some non-combat, so we won't engage in any combat here. So we'll just leave that alone for now. So that is the only combats we have. I don't think we have anything that can raid anywhere or do anything funky. So it looks like we've just got that one battle that we need to take care of. The rest will be non-coms. Okay. So Italy's not in the war, so Portugal won't get aligned to them. It'll just be a controlled minor. All right, so that's my other phone. Tell me to get up, because that's how early it is here at the moment. All right, let's do the screening battle first. So we've got a total of four destroyers, 2 light cruisers against the TBD. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4 destroyers at 4. And we get 1 hit there with the 4. Let's just roll out the 2 light cruisers just to be safe. So 2 at 5. And they get another hit. All right, TBD on his own. And misses with a 6. So we take that. Portuguese TBD comes off, and now we've got the amphibious assault. So there's no terrain modifiers, there's just a single militia there. All right, so we've only got the amphibious, well, we've got the bombards first. So we've got the 2 at 4 for the battleships. So let's see if we can get the job done with them. And we get 2 3s, so that's all she wrote. And we take Portugal, which I believe is worth $1. It is. So Portugal falls. I haven't got my markers out. Oh, how good. Where am I? I'm a mess this morning. There they are, down here. So we take Portugal with 3 infantry. Without any fuss. Take Portugal with 3 infantry, a medium armor, an artillery, and AAA. And that's all the battles that we'll be rolling. All right, let's get over here. Actually, while we're over here, we'll do this side of the world. All right, so let's start off with the medium bomber from an air base with a movement of 6. So 1 into 25, 2 into 18, 3 into 19, 4, 5, 6 lands into southern England. So 1 medium bomber goes to southern England. The 2 coastal subs will move up 1 into A26. The fleet carrier with the tactical on board is going to move 1, 2, so movement of 3, 1, 2, 3 into A40. And go down there. I think it's pretty safe over there because we can now pass through the Panama Canal. So that should be that. The seaplane is going to fly to Gibraltar. 1 into 41, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lands in Gibraltar. A bit of moral support down there. All right, this part of the world, didn't up and ahhing about this, but it goes against my better judgment. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the fleet, we're going to come out of port, and we're going to back up 1, 2. So all that's going to happen is these 2 battleships, heavy cruiser, the transports, and then the 4 destroyers are all going to back up into P25. And we'll be there. The transports will go in port, and the rest will be at sea. So that'll be all those ships. So at sea, 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, and 4 destroyers, along with 2 coastal submarines. Do I want the coastals? 2 coastals are actually going to push forward to P30. I think they're relatively safe there. The tactical will fly back off Hawaii from an airbase. 1 into 29, 2 into 25, 3, and land in San Francisco. Fighter's going to remain there. Okay. I think that might be everything. Oh, transport. So with a movement of 2, 1, 2, he'll go in port in Hawaii. I knew I was forgetting something. Transport goes in port. Have we got anything else? I don't believe so. All right, so let's get to some placing of units. Now, before I do this, I am going to double check my math one more time because I just don't trust myself this early in the morning. So militia upgrade for 4, 2 fleet subs for 12, light cruiser for 9, start 2, heavy cruisers for 10, finish off the fleet carrier for 5, start 2 battleships for 12, declare war on Portugal for 10, and then we've got this infantry class at -1 because of our first turn. So we've got 2 for them, and then a total of 4, so that's 10. So let's do it again. 4, 16, 25, 35, 40, 52, 62, 72. Well, we got there that time. All right, let's get to placing units. Sorry I put you through all that. So let's place our militia upgrade down in Samoa there. Then we've got our 2 militia. 1 will go onto Midway, 1 will go onto Wake. And then we've got our 4 infantry. So we're going to put 1 of them in San Francisco over yonder, and then over here, this part of the world, 1 goes into New York, 1 goes into DC, and I'll put the last guy. All right, let's go back over here. Sorry about this. And we'll put this last guy over in San Francisco. So now we have 4 infantry in San Francisco. All right, the 2 fleet submarines will join the fleet. Well, they'll get placed here in P25. Nice new HPG pieces that I painted up last time. The light cruiser will also go here as well in P25, so that's now 3 boats. And we'll finish off the fleet carrier here. So that'll go into the same sea zone. And then the rest of it will be for the build queue. So these two guys go to all the way up here. Oh goodness. With all the other stuff. And then the two battleships will go on to stage 3. Oh, this is really testing the old back. All right, that's everything. All right, let's do income and then a quick unit recap, and then I'll get out of your hair. Okay. All right. So income now will be at 75 for next turn, because we've got our 63 and we're going to have wartime. So 75, let's get rid of all that palaver. The KMT will be at 3 for next turn. So they spent everything and they've got 1 plus the, actually no, we got 1 because the railway's closed. How terrible. So, measly 1 IPP, how sad. All right, so then let's do a quick unit recap. So on Midway, we've got a militia. Wake Island has a militia. Over in the Luzon and the Visayas, we have 1 infantry, 1 militia. Medina has a militia. All the way down here in Samoa, we have an infantry and militia. Now, militia upgrade. I guess that would need to pass through those submarines. Let's change that. Let's change it. Let's just put another infantry here in Hawaii. Let's change that, because there's a good chance he'll intercept those. All right, so Samoa just has a militia. All right, Hawaii, 1 transport in port, 4 infantry, 1 militia, 1 AAA, 1 fighter. Sea Zone P30, 2 coastal subs. All right, down here in P25, we have 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 2 fleet submarines, 1 fleet carrier. Imported 2 transports in San Francisco. San Francisco, 4 infantry, 1 tactical. I think that's everything on this side of the world. Let's go over here. All right, New York, 1 infantry, 1 militia. DC, 1 infantry, 1 militia. Sea Zone A26 has 2 coastal subs. A35, 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 4 destroyers with 3 transports all at sea. So we can't go in port there. In Portugal, we've got 3 infantry, medium armor, artillery AAA. In Gibraltar, we have 1 seaplane, American seaplane. Southern England has 1 medium bomber, US. And I think that is everything. Oh, no, down here we've got Puerto Rico has a militia, and then in Sea Zone A40, we've got a we've got a fleet carrier with a tactical on it in A40. And that's just at sea. All right, that is the lot. Turn things over now to Panzer J for the German turn and turn 10. Thanks for watching.